All right, so here it is, the iPad Pro review for musicians. In summary, this thing is amazing, super functional, and if you have the money, it's definitely worth buying. Here's why. Number one, the size of the iPad Pro. You can see the comparison to a piece of music next to it. On the left, that's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. The exact same piece of music is showing on the iPad Pro right now. So I'm looking at this piece of music through an app called ForScore. It's $10 in the App Store, so worth it. Just to give you a preview of some of the features, if I just tap and hold, I get a menu of options. So I can erase, add text, add a highlighter. So I like the highlighter a lot. If I want to say, look at this measure, just a quick highlight and there it is. And if I don't like it, I can just hit undo, boom, it's gone. Or maybe I want it back. I can insert text such as notes. So I could just say, hi. And then you would hit done and done. So an easy way to insert text. So that's really useful. Another cool feature with ForScore is the ability for it to zoom in and then greatly enhance the music that you're looking at. So through the app ForScore, this iPad is now where I keep all my music. If I just tap once, it allows me to organize all my music into various categories. So I have things like wedding music, piano vocals, Christmas, wedding. I'm a band director, so I keep all my scores on here for my different bands, church music, horn music, etc. And you can just tap on it, like wedding. Let's look at Bach Prelude. Tap, boom, and there it is. Opens right up. Beautiful display. You can still annotate. One of my favorite features to simply turn a page, you just tap the corner. Boom, page turn. There's another one. So that is super awesome, especially for piano players for a quick page turn. Number 3, GarageBand. Now this has been available on previous iPads, but the display on the iPad Pro is amazing. So let's open it up. Here's what I made. This is just an arrangement of Canon in D with some beats behind it. I also want to point out that on the iPad Pro, there are 4 different speakers. There's one here on the side, here, here, and here. So all the corners have a speaker, which is awesome. Number 4, the Tiny Scanner app. So you may be wondering, how do I scan my music into the iPad? There's a free app called Tiny Scanner, but essentially you just hit the arrow here, and then here's my piece of music. I bring the iPad above it, line it up, scan. Then from there, I can adjust the corners, so I can pull these corners to exactly where I want them. That looks pretty good. Hit next. These are different colors, so I'm going to enhance that a little bit more. There it is. Hit the check mark. Done. Then from there, I can export wherever I want. I can go to email. But what's really cool is I can just even export it right into the ForScore app. And there it is. From there, I tap, go into the note, back, note tags, and then I would hit this arrow, and then I could edit the information from there. So that's how you scan music in. Number 5 is specifically for band directors. It's an app called Fingerings. So that moment when you just can't remember what a certain fingering is, it's got them all listed here. So let's say you're looking at clarinet and there's a high E sharp with a bunch of pinky keys. It gives their written pitch, the concert pitch, the fingerings all laid out in a beautiful display. Even gives alternate fingerings just with the tap of a button. So fingering. Number 6. You can fit 6 apps across the bottom row. Number 7 is to utilize those awesome 4 speakers and their volume. So here's Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. Number 8, how thin and light it is. So here's just a standard wall tile, and here's the iPad up against it just to show how thin it is, and it's incredibly light. Number 9, just the extra security, knowing that you can have either a 6-digit PIN or the classic Touch ID. And finally, number 10, just the beauty of the iPad Pro, knowing that it will look and function great in professional uses, at gigs, and wherever you need it. The only downside that I've come across with the iPad Pro so far is regarding the brightness. So occasionally I will be in the ForScore app reading something, let's say for piano, and then all of a sudden the screen will automatically go from this amount of brightness to a lot dimmer. So now, I mean, I can of course swipe this up and bring the brightness back up, but that still means I have to take a hand away from the piano. There's features that I've looked at in the general settings. They have this auto brightness I've explored with it being on and off. I've also looked a little bit at the auto lock feature and turned it off to never. So just know sometimes the brightness may just randomly dim. I think these have fixed it. I'm not sure yet, so I'm hoping maybe there'll be an update from Apple soon, or if you know a solution, please let me know. So regarding a case, I have previously owned an iPad 2, and I had a Targus case, which was really excellent. For the iPad Pro, I knew I'd be moving a lot with it. Again, multiple functions for piano, weddings, bands, etc. So I didn't want to be taking it in and out of a hard case. So what I got was this platinum sleeve from Best Buy for about $40. And it's a really nice, I don't know how well you can see, but it's padded inside there. So literally the iPad can just slide right in and out of there, zipper, and then also a pocket on the front where I can keep things like my stylus, charger, etc. So you may be wondering, do I need the new Apple Pencil? And I think no. Unless you're some sort of visual artist and you draw things all the time, just a basic stylus. I got this from Walmart for a couple bucks, maybe if that. It swipes just fine on the iPad Pro. You can open apps just fine. So you can use a simple stylus or even, of course, your finger.